Aina, I really like you. Will you go out with me?
I'm sorry.
This was a bittersweet memory from back when I was in high school. I'm Yuito Kaisuke, and there used to be a girl I really liked, but she turned me down due to certain circumstances between us. And now, the two of us met again, 10 years later.
Yuito?
Do I know you? I ended up meeting the same girl who let me go all those years ago, and I didn't remember her at all. It's kind of a long story, so let's go back to a week earlier.
Wow, it's even better than I imagined. Thank you so much, Yuito.
Don't thank me. I'm just happy you're satisfied. I'm 27 now, and I'm working for an interior design company. I mostly work with businesses, but I get a few calls for residencies here and there.
Then, maybe I could thank you more personally with a meal sometime.
Sorry, I can't accept anything like that.
Well, can we at least exchange contacts?
If you need anything else, you can contact Canon Co., and we'll sort you out right away. Have a nice day.
Ugh, as usual, her flirting went right over his head. Why did you turn that beautiful girl down? She was practically throwing herself at you.
That's okay. I like to separate my professional and private life as much as possible.
But if you keep turning down every opportunity, you'll never get a partner, you know. You finished a job, right? What happens next is between you two and maybe your bedroom walls.
I guess you're right. Touché, Adachi.
Yeah, he's hopeless. How can someone be one of the best designers in the field and still not see what's right in front of him? Well, I guess artists' brains are just built differently. He's trustworthy, at least.
Incidentally, how's that jobless writer boyfriend of yours doing?
Hey! He's a novelist, thank you very much. He's just waiting on success at the moment.
Hey, that was just how he introduced himself at the last party.
Well, he was drunk.
Oh. Well, must be nice to enjoy a partner's company.
Says the guy who just turned out a girl not even 20 minutes ago.
Okay, let's get a meal to celebrate a job well done. Why don't you call your boyfriend over and we can make a little party out of it?
Really? That sounds awesome.
Work's been going well, and I've got money in the bank. But one day, amidst that smooth sailing... Yuito, I have a client here that I'd like to assign to you. Are you available? Of course, sir. Leave it to me. Great. This one seems like a pretty big get, too. Have you heard of the model Aina Hayakawa? Oh, I think so. She's been on TV and magazine covers and stuff, right? Well, she's your next client. She's thinking of retiring from modeling and opening her own clothing shop. I'm sure with you two, she'll be in capable hands. Thank you, sir.
What? The Aina Hayakawa?
Is she that famous?
Duh! Have you been living under a rock? Every magazine she graces the cover of sells out instantly. For a while, I wanted to be just like her.
I don't know if the photographer would be able to find you with those stubby arms and legs of yours.
Shut up!
At least you can be thankful for the rest of your looks.
I am. I thank my mom and dad every day.
Okay, I'll get things set for our initial meeting.
Right.
Aina Hayakawa. Wait a second. No, it's nothing. And with that, Adachi and I began laying the groundwork to meet our new client, Aina Hayakawa. On a sunny May day, we went to meet our client and do a preliminary inspection of the building Aina Hayakawa would be opening her store in. Nice to meet you. We're from Canon Co. and...
Huh? Yuito Kaizuka?
Yes?
It's me, Aina Hayakawa.
I'm aware of that.
Come on, we were classmates back in high school.
Really? Sorry, but I don't remember my high school days at all.
What? I'm Adachi. Adachi, you say? That's right, I'm Yuito's assistant. Thank you so much for requesting our services. I'll do whatever we can to make sure you have the utmost satisfaction. Thank you. I look forward to it. Wow, you're even more beautiful in person! Thank you.
Things started off pretty awkward, but thanks to Adachi, we were able to get back on track without any problems. After that, the meeting proceeded smoothly as we hashed out the details of the interior she was thinking of. The whole time, Aina was casting all sorts of glances in my direction, but... Okay, I think we'll be able to complete our project to your specifications before you're set to open the store.
Right. I really appreciate it.
On the way back, Adachi and I stopped for dinner.
Did you and Aina really go to the same high school?
Yeah, I guess so.
She made it sound like she knew you pretty well. You really don't remember her at all?
Nope, not a bit.
Are you sure you don't want to tell her about your amnesia?
It's not important to the job.
Are you sure? What if you're like lovers or something?
Nah, it's nothing like that. I never got to date her. I can say that for sure.
Maybe you're right. Wait, what? You never got to? Did you remember something after all?
You got me. The moment I saw her, I remembered everything.
Then, why did you pretend like you didn't know her the whole time?
It's all in the past. I didn't see any need to talk about it.
So curious what she was like.
Aina? Back in high school? Well, as you can imagine, she was out of everyone's league back then, too.
I bet. She's such a popular model now.
Back then, everyone knew that Aina Hayakawa was unquestionably the prettiest girl in school. She was athletic, kind, and smart, too. Basically, everyone loved her.
What are you drawing there? A comic?
Oh, this? It's a design for my ideal interior.
Oh, but didn't you already do that?
My dad's an amazing carpenter, but I don't think I inherited any of his skills. So instead of trying and failing to follow in his footsteps, I want to try my hand at becoming an interior designer instead.
It's amazing that you can take your future so seriously already. I wish I could be that confident about my dreams.
Is there something you really want to do?
Yeah, but it wasn't going well, so I decided to shelve it for a bit.
Oh, but I'm sure there has to be something else you can do. Maybe you could study for something in a similar field to your dream job.
I feel so much better after talking to you, Yuito. Can I come to you for more advice another time?
Absolutely not. Never talk to me again.
You don't want to go? Put up your dukes.
Aina and I would always banter and joke around like that, and before we knew it, we were extremely close. And as summer approached, she decided to tell me about something important to her. An actress? That was the dream you mentioned back then?
Yeah, actually, I've been going to training school this whole time. But everyone else there has made their debut. I feel like I'm the only one left out. One of the girls even told me that I was all looks and no talent. It hurt to admit it, but I think she was right. I've been feeling so bad about it, I haven't even mustered up the nerve to go to classes lately. Only my looks. What kind of talent is that?
You know what? I think she was just jealous. You're bursting with talent. She was probably just trying to get under your skin. And besides, everyone knows you're the prettiest girl in school. I've thought so for a long time, too.
Huh?
How about this? Why don't you make a career out of modeling and then aim to become an actress after that? There's plenty of multi-talented people that end up branching out, right? I think you could focus on mastering one thing at a time, and then move on once you're confident. What do you say, Aina? Aina? Are you okay? Why is your face so red?
Forget it.
Are you sure you're not sick? Right. I'm gonna call an ambulance.
Hey, you don't have to go that far.
After that, Aina auditioned for a modeling job, and naturally, she passed with flying colors. Not long after that, she called me out to meet her.
Thanks for suggesting I become a model. The CEO of my agency must have taken a liking to me because they said that if I find success here, they'll introduce me to even more opportunities.
That's great. I'm glad to hear it.
So the reason I called you out here is that the agency forbids any kind of romantic relationship.
Oh yeah, I guess that's pretty common, isn't it?
Maybe, but I kinda wish I knew before I signed the contract.
That's why you always read the fine print, silly.
No, it's not that. The truth is, I like you. You've always been nothing but serious and thoughtful when it comes to my future. It's all thanks to you that I became a model in the first place. The reason I can work so hard is all because of you.
I wasn't expecting to be asked out here, but... what a coincidence! I really like you too.
Huh? You mean like, as a friend?
No, as more than a friend. Who would have thought we both had feelings for each other?
This isn't a laughing matter. What? You two were that close? And what you were just doing was laughing it off?
I thought she'd find it funny.
So what happened next?
After that? Well... But if relationships aren't allowed, I guess I'll have to give up. I may like you, but at the same time, there's nothing I want in the world more than to see you succeed, Aina Hayakawa.
Yuito.
So that's why you need to turn me down, so you can move on with your life.
What? Why? I can't do that.
I'm sure this is the easiest way to avoid any trouble in the future. And I think I'll be able to move on once you reject me too. And with that, Aina turned me down. I decided that we would both wrap up our feelings with a nice little bow and move on with our lives. But on the way home that same day, I'm sure Aina will be an amazing model, and someday she'll be a fantastic actress too. I have to work just as hard to make my dream come true. What's that? Look out! I looked up to find a young girl crossing the street, about to be run over by a driver who was asleep at the wheel. I jumped in to save her, but I ended up getting hit instead. I was in critical condition and didn't wake up for 3 months. And when I finally did wake up, I couldn't remember anything clearly. Nice to meet you, Mom and Dad.
It's not nice to meet you at all, but I'm just glad you were safe.
At least your positivity is the same as always. Sorry for worrying you. According to the doctor, my memory would probably return at some point. But I didn't want to bother anyone at school with my dumb problems, so I decided to drop out. After I was discharged, I took correspondence courses while helping out my dad at his workplace. I feel like I've seen this person somewhere before. And that's the long and short of it. I was a year behind the rest of my grade, but I did manage to graduate from my correspondence high school, and I went to a vocational architecture school after that. And then, I got hired at this job, and you should know the rest. But when I met Aina in person earlier, I suddenly remembered everything. Who would have imagined that we'd end up meeting again like this, huh, Adachi? Adachi?
What the heck kind of story is that?
Are you angry and sad at the same time?
You're such an idiot.
Hey, that's rude.
You should be telling all this to Aina, not me.
I don't see the need.
Don't you think she probably still has feelings for you?
Oh yeah, that wouldn't be good for...
For what?
Never mind. Just thinking out loud. Sorry you had to listen to that whole boring rambling story.
It wasn't boring at all. Yuito, come on!
I wasn't sure if my memory coming back was good or bad, but it was probably leaning more to the bad side. A few days later, I had a second meeting with Aina, and she pretty clearly didn't know how to deal with the situation. I realized that what Adachi said must have been true. She probably did still have feelings for me. And that should conclude our meeting for today.
Ito. Are you busy after this? If you're free.
Sorry, I have to go back to work.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry. I'll make sure your shop is as perfect as you're imagining.
Thank you.
Can I ask you just one thing, though?
Sure.
I know you're retired, but I hear you were a wonderful model and actress. Have there been any particular difficulties in your career up until now?
I can think of one or two things. But I managed to become a model thanks to the support of the person I loved back in high school. I worked hard to come as far as I did, and I've been blessed to be able to live out my dream of becoming an actress. I've had my ups and downs, but overall, it's been amazingly fulfilling for 10 years. Except, I've been really lonely all this time. The day after I confessed my feelings to the person I loved, they suddenly stopped coming back to school. I was so angry and frustrated. I thought maybe, just maybe, if I worked hard and got famous enough, that person would see me and come to find me somehow. But I see now that I was mistaken. The one I love doesn't even remember me anymore.
Sounds like that guy wasn't so good for you after all. You should probably just forget about him and focus on finding someone who will actually treat you right. And with that, I continued to feign amnesia. Soon construction finished, and Aina's beautiful shop had taken form.
Thank you so much for designing such a beautiful place. I can't begin to express how happy I am.
No problem. That's my job. And if there's nothing else...
Wait, Yuito.
Yes?
Why did you keep pretending to have amnesia?
Who told you?
Adachi. The last time I saw her, she told me everything. From the accident and everything that you've been up to since then.
Seriously? Oh, well...
So why?
It's strange. Every time I see you, it's like I'm transported back to high school. I go right back to how I felt back then, and it makes me wish I could do everything over again.
I've always wanted...
But I can't.
Why not?
Because of the accident, it left me with a blood clot inside my head.
What?
And they say it only keeps getting bigger. I need to get it operated on soon.
If all you're worried about is the operation...
I wish it was that simple. It wasn't just that there was a blood clot in my brain. It's where it was that was the problem. There wasn't a doctor in the country who said they could treat it successfully. Abroad, it was a different story, but it wasn't going to be cheap, especially with the state of the modern healthcare system. Even with my entire life savings, I only managed to save up about half of what I'd need. I don't know what'll come first, me getting enough money or the clot bursting. Even if I could turn back time and redo everything, I'd only end up bothering you. As a man, the last thing I want to do is make a responsibility this heavy your problem. And that's the honest truth. I'm sorry for pretending to have amnesia, but...
Yuito, you idiot!
Hey, come on! It hurts being called that, you know?
Don't you talk to me about hurt! I can't believe this! Why do you have to be like this? And what do you mean as a man? If you still loved me, then just come out and say it already. You really think that you're gonna bother me? You think I'm gonna treat you like you're some kind of problem for me to deal with? Is that really how you think I feel?
No, but the clot...
I can help! I'm a famous model and actress, remember? I've got more money than I know what to do with.
And with that, I found myself taking a sudden trip to the United States. Yeah, baby! The operation was a complete success! Congratulations to me!
Thank you so much!
Don't thank me! I'm a genius!
You're like a jujitsu sorcerer from the anime!
I can't believe it. Just what have I been working hard all this time for?
Now that you can freely think about your future, right?
Yeah, thank you so much. I don't know how to repay you.
Then you promise?
Huh? Promise what?
That you'll make it up to me, of course. Ta-da! Here you go.
Wait a second, is this…
Yep, it's a marriage form. All you have to do is sign on the dotted line and it's done.
Right. Give me a pen. We quickly hurried back to Japan to deliver the form to City Hall in person.
Yuito! Congratulations on your miraculous recovery and your marriage.
Yeah, it's all a miracle, all right.
Still making jokes at the worst times, I see. Oh yeah, there's a big favor I wanted to ask you though.
What is it? Her request was for my permission for her jobless writer boyfriend to make a novel out of my life story. I didn't think it had any chance of selling, but he did manage to make a book out of it. And when I decided to check my bank account to see my percentage of the royalties, it turned out it was doing numbers. Apparently, it already passed 500,000 copies sold with no signs of stopping. Well, if you really think about it, I'm sure people don't care about me. They just wanted to hear about Aina Hayakawa. She only just retired at the height of her popularity after all. But what do I do with this sudden influx of cash? This much money could completely pay off my entire operation again, and I already have my own savings. Oh, I got it!
Got what, babe?
I know exactly how to use all this money.
Oh, really? What are you gonna spend it on?
First things first, I had to make some calls. One to my company, and one to my carpenter father. And a year later, our shiny new house was finished.
It's beautiful. And the interior is your dream design, right?
Actually, no. It's Adachi's. You should have seen how excited she's been. Now she's saying she's gonna throw the biggest housewarming party ever.
I can't wait.
I managed to get to where I am today thanks to the help of so many people. Now I want to do my best to share the incredible happiness they all gave me however I can.
Yuito, thanks again for designing me an amazing store.
No, thank you. And with that, right now, there was someone else's happiness I needed to work hard for.